Okay, you guys, the day has finally come. Today is officially actually the day that we start work on our road. This is where I'm going to be spending most of this week.
Today I'm gonna have tunes along for the ride. Today is the day that we're finally getting started on our road project. We're gonna start with one of the worst spots on the road, which is this big hole right behind me. This spot never really dried up all last summer, and so we're gonna try to fill it in with some big rock before we bring base in on top. All right, and now, because there's nowhere to turn around down at the other end, I've got to back all the way up. What are you saying?
I'm getting mad at my laptop.
All right, first rock of the road.
My thinking is that we're going to take these big rocks, and we're going to fill in the hole so that the little rocks, we need less of them.
That's Courtney, queen of efficiency. She's even got a backhaul on her trip over. All right, Courtney, I think let's call that good. I'll dump that and then come right back.
It's a successful day when the excavator runs out of fuel.
And now we actually have fuel on site to fill it up.
So we're going to use our transfer tank for the very first time.
Normally this would be installed in the bed of a truck and you just hook these up to the truck's battery, but ours isn't in the truck. So I brought a deep cycle battery down. Full disclosure, when we showed filling this up, we didn't feel like stomaching the bill, so we only half filled it.
Oh.
All right. This is pretty awesome.
This is so cool. This excavator has a really cool feature where you push a button right there and then the screen inside lights up and it shows you the fuel level while you fill.
It's filling so much faster than it normally does when I use jugs.
This is awesome!
And we're done.
I've been here before, familiar with the view. This ain't nothing new. And every time that you walk through the door, I'm hit by the same old side, blinded by the lights, and I'm going through changes, but it's easier with you. I'm going through changes, and so are you. I live for the moments when you're around me. I know you've got
This is ridiculous. Courtney has lost her mind.
and we're fading in and out together. The view's wide open,
right. Courtney's gonna smooth all this out on top of the road and we're gonna see what happens. If this experiment goes well, I think we're gonna be doing this to this entire section. It's so muddy. Where are you headed?
I'm gonna eat some dinner. Are you coming?
Eventually.
Look at this rock. It looks like a potato.
It's an Idaho spud. Yeah, it does.
Okay, I'm gonna try not to get my butt wet. Ah!
Where are you going?
Okay, see you at home.
All right, adios. All right, well, calling that good for today. Super pumped that this plan that I was not sure about how it was gonna work out, I think is gonna work awesome. We're gonna save a ton of money by not having to buy all that road-based material. And at the end, we're just gonna cap it with some nice rock and call it a day. Now that was a productive day. We'd like to thank Magic Spoon for sponsoring this video. We found Magic Spoon last year and it quickly became one of our favorite meals. I would say breakfast, but we end up eating it way more often than that. It has 0 grams of sugar, 13 to 14 grams of protein, and only 4 net grams of carbs per serving. I also love that there are only 140 calories in each serving, which means I can have a lot of servings. They're also keto-friendly, gluten-free, grain-free, soy-free, and low-carb. So maybe you have a sweet tooth like me, or maybe you're looking for something low-carb and high-protein with 0 grams of sugar. Click the link below to get some Magic Spoon cereal today. You can build your very own variety box and use our code AMBITIONSTRIKES for $5 off, or go to magicspoon.com/AmbitionStrikes. This is my first time eating birthday cake, and I think it's my new favorite flavor. Hi, buddy. Courtney and I have spent a lot of time over the last 2 weeks clearing and thinning out this area behind me. We didn't really film much of it. We kind of just put the camera down and enjoyed ourselves during it. And the biggest reason that we've been spending so much time doing all this clearing around the property is fire danger. We get a lot of questions about why we don't save more trees for firewood. And the answer is we do. I mean, look at the stack behind me. There are at least 40 or 50 good sized logs back here that are about 20 to 25 feet long. I think it'd be a good idea to put some air in this tire. This truck does have CTIS, central tire inflation. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Right now it's not working. But luckily we can air it up with the air compressor.
Today is a burn day. It's time to get this road widened up. That's going to make more room to build the road and then also get some more sunlight in here to help keep things dry. Quite a few of you have spotted this truck in some of our other videos and said, what the heck is that? This is a Ford Courier that we actually inherited when we bought the property. We don't know anything about it other than that it was abandoned here at some point, and let's just say it's time to get this thing out of here. For now, we're just gonna pull it out of the way, and we don't know what we're gonna do with this truck yet. So down in the comments below, maybe tell us, do you think we should build it? Do you think we should sell it? Do you think we should turn it into something else? Let us know.
It's like infested with spiders.
Yeah, I hope I don't die. Whoa! I was gonna hop in that and steer it, but upon further inspection, I think I'm gonna steer it from the outside. Not just one lawnmower, but two lawnmowers. I have no idea what they would have been using those for up here.
Don't drive away with my snack right here, please. If anyone can find this emblem right here, I really want to add it back. We got the fire going.
Finally.
I got a bigger leaf blower.
We're gonna let this fire burn down for a little while we haul some more rock onto the road, and then come back and feed the fire more and just keep working our way. Here's what we managed to get done yesterday in just a few hours in the afternoon. We dumped this, it's probably about somewhere between 6 and 10 inches thick, and it's totally working. Now that we've driven over this a few times with the army truck and tracked over with the excavator, everything's starting to move around and lock in and make a really good road base. So I think this plan's gonna work. It's awesome that we have all this material on site that we can just get right here. 50 feet down and about a quarter mile to go. What's your plan?
I'm gonna push that tree over into the fire.
That's the one. Right into the fire. That's awesome. A couple of reasons for all the trees that we're cutting down. Number one, we need more space. We need this road to be a little bit wider. A lot of these trees are in the way of that. Number two, we're helping with fire defense right here along the road by keeping a nice clearing on either side of the road. And number three, it's gonna let a lot more sunlight in here, which is gonna dry the mud out faster and melt the snow off more quickly during the spring breakup. Nice one.
One more.
One more. Lunchtime?
Yeah, I have to eat my lunch in the excavator or I end up eating bugs, so.
The flies and the mosquitoes are pretty bad down here because of all this stagnant water. What are you doing and why are you wearing that?
These little flies are really good at going up my nose and in my eyeballs and inside my ears, and then I realized if I wore this they couldn't do any of that.
So what are we doing next?
Oh, that's what I'm doing. We are going to use the transit and we're going to try to shoot and figure out what the heck is going on and what the elevation is of the road.
We're planning on putting a culvert in to let the water from the uphill side cross down to this sort of swampy area behind me. But before we can put a culvert in, we have to know where the lowest point is.
I think it's right here.
I think you're right. You look ridiculous, Courtney.
Yeah, but I haven't had a single bug go in my ear.
All right.
Is that your team number?
5.
You look confused.
Well, I think that the spot that I thought was the low spot isn't the low spot. 6.5.
What?
Yeah.
Right here is 1.5 feet lower.
So we were way wrong, and I'm pretty sure that means that this is the lowest point, not over there.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so 6 now. So finally we've gone up a little bit.
What have you determined?
That we need to fix the mud. That it's flatter in here than I thought it was. I thought that we had a lot of slope to deal with to just dig a drainage ditch and put one culvert in. But I don't think that's the case because over a long distance we only have 1 foot of rise. That's it for today. We're tired. You know, it's as we're heading into spring, we forget how long the daylight hours are up here, and it's starting to get dark really late, which means we start working really late. I think it's already almost 7 o'clock, so we're gonna go make some dinner, get some sleep. We'll be back on it tomorrow.
Hey guys, Courtney from the future here. I just want to tell you about something really exciting coming up. On July 23rd, we're going to be co-hosting a North Idaho YouTubers meet and greet. It's going to be an awesome day full of Q&As, giveaways. The event is free to attend, but tickets are limited, so if you want to find out more information, just pull out your phone and take a picture of this QR code right here. We're looking forward to seeing you guys, and we can't wait.
Borderline emergency. We are out of coffee grinds this morning. I did track down these whole beans. I'm going to attempt to grind them in Courtney's blender. I also have no idea how to use this blender. Whoa. That scared me. That totally worked.
We're headed to town to get some supplies.
One swipe, 2 swipes, 3rd swipe complete. It's gonna be an expensive summer. Last piece to the puzzle. Alright, all our errands in town are done. We are back on the road project. Courtney got a little earlier start than me while I was getting some chores done. I come around the corner and there's already a huge fire going. This is interesting. So last night I started roughing in the drainage along this bank right here, and this morning it's completely full of water. And we know from using our transit that this trench right here is about 2.5 feet above the level of the pond behind me. So it's really interesting to me that something is holding the water in right here and just reinforces the fact that we're gonna want a culvert that crosses the road. This is our new cordless grease gun, and I think this is gonna make a big difference for us making sure we keep up on the maintenance on the excavator. That is so fast and so easy and way less messy. This is awesome. We should have filled it all the way.
I am so tired. It has been a long a long few days. I think we're done burning. We're gonna go home. I don't know what we're eating for dinner because our fridge has exactly 0 food in it.
But we have made so much progress and it has felt so good. Are you gonna squeak it for me? Spoon.
I ran to town this morning and I picked up some packages I was expecting, and there were also some very pleasant surprise packages. So we'll start with the one that I ordered that is ridiculous but necessary.
The bugs and mosquitoes have been really bad, especially down in that swampy area where that pond is.
It looks like a normal hat.
You look like Nigel Thornberry.
It's superpower.
What?
Are you ready?
Yeah. I have no idea what's about to happen. What? Oh my goodness.
Now they can't get me! Bring it on, mosquitoes! I'm gonna wear this. Are you gonna be embarrassed?
Courtney, what do you think of the bugs?
I don't love bugs. They really bother me, and especially like when I'm on a ladder or using power tools. This is gonna be really good. So now, that was the expected present. This was a very unexpected present from Scott, and I wanna say thank you so much, Scott. A ginormous book on how to build trails. Riley has wanted to build mountain bike trails, OHV trails, hiking trails, and our road, and I can't wait to start reading this because I think there is a lot of information here. Today we're gonna use this. I can't even believe we wanted to know the percentage slope of our road so that we know what we're working with. And Scott sent us an inclinometer. Scott sent us a clinometer and we've never used them before, so let's go figure out how steep our road actually is.
We get asked all the time how steep our road is, and our response is just steep because we have no idea. So we're about to find out.
I referenced YouTube, and I think I know how to use this thing now. There's two ways to do it. One is way more accurate with stakes. We're gonna do the less accurate way just to get in a ballpark. So step one. Now, when I'm looking at you, what's the same height? It's our eyes, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's our reference point. I'm gonna sight in Riley's eyes.
Ah, I'm the stake. Yeah, because now it doesn't matter where I stand, so I should stand at the top of the hill. Well, yeah, so I'll tell you when to stop, and then we'll shoot this section. So stop right there. And what is this?
16% grade.
16% grade is really steep still. That means the rest of it's a lot steeper.
Yeesh. Okay, that section is 22% grade. Thank you so much, Scott. We should have got one of these sooner. That was incredibly helpful.
Now we have real data, and I think that the steepest spot on our road right now is 23, and we're going to be able to get the whole thing to less than 16.
If the plan goes according to plan.
And I also think that's going to be the difference between getting up there with studded tires in the winter and having to use chains with a snowverlander.
We walked down the road to a section of maintained road that our neighbors are able to drive up in winter, and it's 17% grade, so I think that this is going to work.
Fingers crossed, we have a plan.
Hold on. This is a lot of work. We've moved a lot of dirt, and I think this is going to work.